Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Active Shooter has now been removed from Steam. Let's talk about it. Smash JT. Active Shooter, a game that would have allowed players to simulate both the role of a mass murderer inside school walls and the SWAT team trying to stop them, has been permanently banned from Valve's platform of Steam on PCs. And while the reason behind the action may not satisfy those who have perceived Active Shooter as a reprehensible product that sought to glorify such tragic events, at least these people complaining can be happy that it's gone. There's a petition on change.org that's pleading with Valve to block publication of this game. Many of the petition's most vocal supporters were grieving parents who have lost children in recent deadly shootings at schools. In a statement to Kotaku, a Valve representative had been quoted as saying, "This developer and publisher is in fact a person calling himself Ada Berdijev, who had previously been removed last fall when he was operating as BC Interactive and Elusive Team." And this information came to light as a result of Valve's investigation into Active Shooter, which was likely a direct result of media coverage and the petition on change.org. And I find it was interesting that Valve decided to go this direction with removing the game from Steam. They didn't outright say they're removing it because of content or anything that involved with the game specifically. They said they were removing it because they've had issues with this troll of a developer previously. And while it doesn't necessarily satisfy the people that were upset with this being on the storefront in the first place, at least it's down and makes them happy that it's not available for purchase anymore. But it does bring up an interesting topic for debate that I feel like gets shoved under the rug a little too often this day and age. Games like Postal and Killing Floor, and even more mainstream games like Call of Duty, where you take the role of a shooter in an airport, and people get up in arms every time a game like this comes out. And must I remind everybody, it's a video game, and I don't really think we need to be associating if someone's playing a video game, they're going to go out in real life and do these things as a consequence to playing those games. And I'd like to think that if somebody were to play one of these games and then go shoot up a school afterwards, it wouldn't be a direct result of playing the game. It would be more of a direct result of them having the mental instability in the first place, and with or without the game, they would have ended up doing it anyways. I always think it's a bit ironic that all these frustrations and complaints from the vocal minority, for the most part, always comes down to getting mad at video games. If this were a book that someone wrote about shooting up a school, I don't really think people would have that much of an issue with it. People would still be able to buy the book. I don't see how that's a problem. But playing the video game is a problem. What happens if there's a movie that shows an active school shooting? Which there have been, by the way. Do we ban those movies because people who may shoot up a school in the future have watched that movie and it might give them ideas on how to do it? Where do you draw the line on what you're supposed to do, what you're gonna allow for the public to see, and what you're not gonna allow the public to see? I'd like to think that us as a society have come far enough to say people should be able to make their own choices and do what they'd like within reason, as long as they're not hurting anybody. I feel like I've said this a million times before. But people who have mental instabilities, issues with their chemicals in their brain, or issues with how they're brought up, so many things, external factors, don't go blaming media, don't go blaming video games, movies, or even books. Focus on the human being with those problems and address those. Stop looking to blame something else. It all comes down to accountability, and people with those issues need to take care of them. And if they're unable to do so, hopefully there's people in their lives to help them out. And a common trend for all of these events that seem to be happening more and more frequently is there are warning signals. There are signs they're throwing out for everyone to see. Posting pictures on Twitter, telling people that they're going to shoot up a school and nothing getting done about it. This is what needs to be addressed, not going after these factors that have literally nothing to do with why these things are happening. Go after the source of the problem and resolve it there. Not that I even care about playing this game, but the people who are signing this petition on change.org and the people who are getting upset in the media need to realize the Barbra Streisand effect on the internet. And the more you try to suffocate something, the more you try to get rid of it, the more people are going to hear about it, and the more popular it's going to become. And here I am talking about it right now, which is proof in the pudding. Anyways, that's how I feel about this situation. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you feel like this game should be banned because it's such a tragic topic that it deals with? Or do you feel like people should be free to play what they want? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Smash,
Hashtag